Hey guys, so I am throwing this video together quite quickly because I just found out about the Gilmore Girls readathon. I'm so excited to participate. I remember hearing stuff about it last year and I had considered participating, but it just never happened. But it is Friday at the moment and the readathon starts on Sunday, the 15th of November, and goes for 1 week. There are 7 prompts and also a bingo board, which you can either choose your books for either one, or you can do both together. I've chosen 3 books that work for the 7 prompts because I didn't want to set myself 7 books in 7 days when I literally have not been reading much at all. If you watched my last video, I mentioned that the last time I finished a book was in August and reading just hasn't been coming to me at the moment. I'm getting back into the swing of things. I have finished 1 book since I posted that video, which I felt very, very happy about, and I'm excited to read some more books in this readathon. I have chosen one of the books from that video for the readathon, but none of the other ones worked for the prompts, so hopefully I'll get an extra couple of books from this readathon. I also have got this cute little Gilmore Girls mug, which I thought was super appropriate. I went to get some coffee because Gilmore Girls, and I remembered I had this really cute mug that I found at Typo online during quarantine. It says, "I drink as much coffee as the Gilmore Girls," and sometimes I feel like that's the truth. But it is just iced coffee because it's kind of warm today as we are heading into summer in Australia. I will just read out the prompts and share the books that I have chosen with you. So there are 7 prompts. The first one is to read a book set in a small town. I had a lot of trouble finding a book set in a small town because books that I haven't read yet, I honestly couldn't tell you whether they were set in a small town unless it's explicitly written on the blurb. And so I went with a book that I have already read, but it also works for one of the other prompts as well, and that is the 3rd prompt, read a book set during fall or winter, and that is Falling Like Snowflakes by Denise Hunter. Denise Hunter is one of my favorite authors, and I have reread a bunch of her books lots of times, but I've never actually reread this one, and I think that it will be the perfect read to take to the beach because it's just a fun contemporary. Obviously it's set in a small town and it is set during winter. It's set at Christmas time, which I felt was also really appropriate since we are coming really, really close to Christmas, and I am really excited. This one is actually my favorite of the books that Denise Hunter has written that I have read, because it combines a couple of extra genres on top of the ones that she usually does, and I always love books that have a lot of different themes and different genres in them because I feel like they're really well rounded. So on top of being a Christian romance novel, this book also has elements of suspense and mystery. The main character, Eden, is running away from something in her past, and she happens to break down in the small town of Summer Harbor. And so she has to stay put through Christmas because the parts for her car aren't around, and so we get the story from there. But it was really, really fun, and I loved the elements of mystery that were woven through this, and I thought that it was a really great subplot, and so I'm excited to read it again. Mystery was one of my favorite genres when I was younger, and I haven't read a lot of it since, you know, being older. I don't know, but I'm excited to reread this anyway. The second prompt is to read a book that features a mother-daughter relationship. This one I also had trouble finding, but I chose Crazy Rich Asians for the 5th challenge, to read a book by an Asian author or with Asian representation. And as I was trying to figure out which book I would read for the mother-daughter relationship, I remembered that in the movie Rachel and her mom are really, really close, and so I thought, oh, that's probably going to be in the book, so that would be really fun, and I think that it would I feel like it would work for this challenge, so I'm going to go with that. So the 3rd book that I have chosen is Remnant's Season of Glory, and this is for prompt 4, to read a book with complicated love interests, and also for prompt 7, which is to read the next book in a series you haven't finished. Technically I have finished the Remnant series because this is a reread of this series. Season of Glory is the 3rd book in this trilogy, but I have been rereading them slowly this year, so I thought that it would be appropriate to read this one. I am only 2 chapters into this one, so I thought I would just start it again because it's been a while since I read it. And I also chose this book for one of the books that I plan to read before the end of the year. If you watched my last video where I talked about my reading plans for the rest of the year. Yeah, so it's a book for a series I haven't finished yet, and it also, the main characters Ronan and Dree have really strong feelings for each other, but because of the I guess it's like society, the rules of their society. So they are the remnants, so they're the last, they're like these special foretold people, children who are going to save the world basically. And Ronan is Dree's knight and her protector, and love is like anything beyond like a brother-sister relationship is forbidden. And so the whole aspect of them liking each other is a really big issue through the whole series, and like how are we gonna overcome these obstacles. Plus there is an additional character called Kalak, who is the main antagonist of the story, I suppose. He's also a remnant, but he is not on the good side, if that makes sense. And so Dree is drawn to him because he's also a remnant, and he has feelings for her, but she doesn't have feelings for him. She's just wanting to save him and like bring him back to the good side basically. But the whole dynamic, like, it just messes up the relationship between Dree and Ronan, because he's doubtful of like her intentions and whether she's actually saying the truth or not. It's just like so complicated. It's the weirdest love triangle I've ever read, but it's just like, you know, complicated love interest. I feel like it's relevant. So they are the 3 books that I am planning to read for the Gilmore Girls readathon. I am so excited for this because I need to read more, and next week I'm not working as much because we're going away for the weekend, have a little girls weekend before my sister moves overseas. So I think it'll be really, really fun. I don't know if I mentioned that already or not, but I forgot to mention something. So there's 7 prompts, but the 6th prompt is not related to reading. It is to bake a fall treat and watch your favorite episode of Gilmore Girls. So I'm not sure which episode I'm going to watch yet, but I'm thinking I will choose a Christmas episode because Christmas is coming and I'm getting excited. So why not watch a Christmas episode? Otherwise, I will choose one of the other ones. I guess we'll find out next week when I do. I don't know what I'm going to bake yet, but I'm excited to bake because any reason to bake is a good reason to bake. I am also planning to vlog this whole readathon because I haven't done that before. I've tried once before during the stay home reading rush, I think it was, or just the main reading rush. I can't remember which one it was, but I didn't end up finishing it or posting it or anything. And so I think it would be really fun to try and to just see how it turns out. But that is my plan for the next week of reading, and hopefully I can get this video up quickly because it is starting in 2 days and I have work all day tomorrow, but that's okay. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you are going to be participating in the Gilmore Girls readathon as well, and the books that you will be reading if that is the case. But I hope you're staying safe, reading lots, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.